All right, Battletech enthusiasts, let's take a look at clan elementals, battle armor. And this is something that I've been focusing on, this duality of finding out where this type of unit fits into the clans and fits into the structure of the game. And at the same time, realizing that it kind of plays like infantry, but it's not infantry. And even going in and playing a number of games, knowing that, it is very challenging when you've been playing Inner Sphere or you've been playing a certain army in any wargaming to make that jump from one unit or that break from one type of playstyle to another. Because one of the things that we're trying to do is become so proficient, right, in the Inner Sphere, so proficient playing those mechs that I don't have to make certain tactical calculations. Okay, occasionally you do, but I don't have to make those mental calculations all the time, every single second, every single moment, so that frees me up to understand the flavor, the flow of my lance, and in theory, capitalize on mistakes that my opponent makes. So I've been, I won't say struggling, but I've been really looking to unlock where the elemental suits fit in. And the past couple of games, I really think it's come together, and I wanted to push that out there to my podcasts, my vlogs, up here on my YouTube channel, and certainly underneath this video, the link that takes you back to my blog where we explore this a little bit more. Because certainly in Battletech, there's a lot of great clan stuff out there, but not as much naturally as Inner Sphere. Because Battletech, in my opinion, the great thing about it, even if you only like one era, you always have the options to play against other eras. And if you move through the timeline, the evolving timeline, there's a lot of interesting perspectives. It's almost like, I love Warhammer 40,000, but Warhammer 40,000 is a dead system in that, okay, they might release a new army or some new units, but it's from the established narrative. There's nothing really unknown. And the Golden Throne has been failing forever on there. Now, of course, it's a snapshot of a very, very specific period. You could jump back and play Heresy, but the Horus Heresy is a relatively new edition. Battletech has been evolving. Battletech is almost a living universe to play in, one that you can dare to play in. And I feel like the clans, naturally, there's not as much stuff, so we're trying to push that out there. So we have the basic elementals for the clan, and I'm using 4 to 5 of them in my Clan Jade Falcon lists. Various configurations that you can play with on there. Of course, there's that option. Much the same way there's variants of mechs. They're not infantry, and they're not mechs. Now, Inner Sphere-wise, I love the narrative of infantry. I love the narrative of putting down hundreds of hardened battle infantry to desperately take on mechs. And it is an even more massive victory when those infantry win against a mech or they make a heroic last stand. I mean, there's just something very imaginative about that narrative. But I have no illusions that the infantry are going to stand up to other mechs or dedicated infantry type units in there. They're just not. They're outclassed, although they are fantastic in the rules. And I do believe, looking in the previous podcasts, minimum, whatever battle value you're playing, 2 stands of infantry and probably a Karnov, just as like auto include, regardless of what your flavor, lance flavor is. They just bring so much total warfare wise to the game. So now we have these elementals where they work like infantry, kind of like jump infantry. They can engage infantry. They move like infantry in terms of buildings and terrain and stuff like that. They don't quite have the punch of mechs, but they could, light mechs, medium mechs. If you take 2 groups and gang up on a heavy mech, they could possibly put the hurt on it. So where do they fit in? I view them as a time-buying unit. I view them as, originally I was just playing clan mechs, doing okay. Then I was just playing heavy on the elemental side, doing okay. As soon as I combine them both and understand the true nature, the true relationship of how the two work, boom, it clicked. Now, those of you playing clans are like, Fritz, hi, this is nothing new. Well, this is new for me, figuring it out. I'm like, an unlock. So I'm going to condense it. I'm going to summarize it. And then we're going to fit in the elementals, because we have the foundation. Clan mechs have better range. They have harder hitting weapons. They have tech, Artemis, targeting computers, various disruption pods, things like that. Possibly stealth devices on there. they are point for point better than the Inner Sphere mechs. We're talking invasion time, right? Not post-invasion or jihad when the tech has spread about. But even then, the clan mechs are better. But initial clan invasion, Jade Falcon going down the corridor, before their defeat, doing what they got to do. The challenge here, though, to make the game fair is battle value. Put down, we've been playing clan battles, 12K battle value. It turns out 3 to 4 clan mechs, and 3, 4, or 5 stands of elementals versus 6, 8 Inner Sphere mechs. And not just like, not that the Wasp or the Locust is junky. I mean, I love the Wasp and Locust, but we're not talking junky light mechs. We're not talking things are so bad I'm pulling out the Chameleons, the trainer mechs and stuff like that. No, we're talking like Stalkers and Atlases, heavy hitting stuff. On top of heavy vehicles, on top of infantry. I mean, you are vastly outnumbered as the clans. I mean, you are. But even with this advanced tech, I can't engage 2 or 3 or 4 targets at once. They bear down on me. The clan mechs are faster in general, but once we hit to danger close and I'm shooting, I can't disengage. How the heck do we engage so many targets on there? That's kind of the challenge. This is where the elementals come in. The elementals are used in such a way that it slows down it slows down the Inner Sphere. It slows down your opponent's mechs, so they're almost like a feeder type mech. Rather than them taking the Inner Sphere opponent, taking 5 mechs and putting them on your 1 or 2 clan mechs, which even though I'm going to hit hard and I've got the advanced tech, I don't have the staying power of that magnitude, for that firepower. But if I slow you down to the point where you are engaged with my elementals with 2 of your mechs, and that leaves 2 of your other mechs, even if they're heavy mechs, even if they're assault mechs, going against my 2 clan mechs, I'm going to win. So it's a way to filter down. It's a way to siphon off the numbers. So the engagement is 2 to 1, 2 clan to 1, 2 Inner Sphere to 1 clan, or 2 to 2. We can take those odds because, of course, we're playing with clan honor and challenges and stuff. So tactically what I've been doing is looking at the battle map, putting clan mechs on the left, putting clan mechs on the right, putting elementals in the center. Forcing my opponent to spread out, forcing them to spread out their forces. How they're going to do that, I can't control. They're going to spread out. Now, normally, this is like immediately when I first started doing this, the red flags are going off, warning, sirens, klaxons, all that type of stuff, because you never divide your forces in wargaming. You don't. You might have like a commando unit or a skirmisher unit, but A, they're expendable, and B, they're ready to run back in a moment's notice to your core. But with the clans and the tech and the speed and the range, I want to do this. So now I've got clan mechs working up the left, clan mechs working up the right, and the elementals moving up the center. Now, speed, I can't go flat out, 8 or 12 with my clan mechs because they're going to pull ahead. Everything needs to be moving at a steady wave. Maybe the elementals a little bit faster. Never have to move your full movement in Battletech. Now, once we engage danger close, I want to, because I want to stack the hexes to make it hard for my opponent to hit. I'm going to be utilizing targeting computers. I'm going to be utilizing the advanced range brackets, on ER, extended range weapons. I can be in short range while my opponent can be in medium range. I'm going to cut down on that dice. All that is going to happen. But as we're approaching, we're moving, we're going. And what we're looking at is for these elementals, a big group of elementals moving up the center, taking advantage of terrain cover, all that type of stuff. I don't want to get caught out in the open, but I will if it achieves my objective. If my opponent if they pull off 1 or 2 mechs or 3 mechs or 4 mechs to deal with the elementals, I now have the advantage of the clans, the numbers. If they say, you know what, the elementals are a ruse, I'm going to ignore them, then I can separate the elementals and send half to the left, half to the right, and now they're in there, they're going to latch on, they're going to be doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans, all sorts of crazy stuff on there. That is going to, my opponent again has a choice, ignore the elementals and take the fury of my mechs, or deal with the elementals and leave my mechs to be where they're doing. I'm going to cycle through a bunch of pictures here to kind of show some of these ideas and look at it. The elementals, I find also, they certainly can't take the punishment that mechs can, but they're not. They're like, what, 380, 340, 300x points versus a 2,000 or 3,000 clan mech, but they're not infantry. They don't go poof. Even when they get hit by, 2 machine guns rolling amazing versus infantry vanish. The elementals, they have staying power for the points, for what they do. They can take a tremendous amount of annoying damage, annoying punishment. That, if I can translate that to my opponent dealing with it, that's going to suck up 2, 3, 4 game turns. My elementals are going to go poof, but that buys more time for the focus of the mechs to deal with it. I'm visualizing this. I'm seeing it. I've been using it. I've been playing it. It certainly needs more refinement, but there is that moment where I'm like, yes, I understand elemental battle armor. They are not infantry, so their role in the tabletop is not infantry. They're not mech or mech support infantry. They are something unique to the clans.